Muy buenos días a todos, un hermoso día como por lo menos acá en Buenos Aires, para poder dar comienzo a esta conferencia internacional en el marco del proyecto de internacionalización. Desde el Confedi, mi carácter de secretario general, quiero realmente agradecer realmente el acompañamiento en estas actividades, en estas jornadas que llevamos a cabo, que en este caso lo vamos a llevar a cabo en cooperación con la Comisión de Relaciones Interinstitucionales e Internacionales y la Comisión de Posgrado del Consejo. También la red RADOI, la red de posgrados de Ingeniería, participa activamente también en estas actividades que venimos haciendo y llevando a cabo durante todo el año y desde hace bastante tiempo. Quiero realmente agradecer también a Mercedes, que a veces no tiene tiempo de agradecer porque realmente la cooperación, toda esta difusión que se lleva a cabo, realmente es producto también del esfuerzo de nuestra Secretaría Ejecutiva que hace que esto funcione. Ahora bien, quiero presentarles al doctor, profesor y doctor Cristian Esposito. Cristian Esposito es investigador, profesor adjunto, asociado y responsable de uno de los laboratorios más importantes que hay en Italia, que está en la Universidad de Salerno. La Universidad de Salerno, ahora Cristian probablemente les va a mostrar un poquito cómo dónde queda, pero está justo en la costa amalfitana, en Capri, toda esa zona tan hermosa, muy cerquita también de Nápoles. Y esta es una de las universidades más distinguidas y que más recursos tiene desde el punto de vista de lo que es la tecnología, especialmente la tecnología informática, ¿no? Y cuando hablamos de tecnología informática estamos hablando de capacidad de cómputo, por ejemplo, en términos de quantum computing. Les voy a contar un poco acerca de las oportunidades que realmente se abren, porque también es una universidad en un país donde realmente se promueve muchísimo lo que es la internacionalización, es decir, la movilidad tanto de alumnos como docentes. Ahora bien, tal como fue anunciado, esta charla se va a llevar a cabo en inglés, así que voy a cambiar al idioma inglés y voy a comenzar un poco de nuevo con todo esto que les estaba mencionando, pero bueno, quería estar, mientras que se iban sumando el resto de las personas que se van tan incorporándose, vamos a dar comienzo formal a esta charla. Welcome, Christian. It's a pleasure to be here. We are the Confedi. We want to give you the very welcome. Christian is a PhD. He's a computer science engineer. So he's engineer like most of our audience that we have here. The audience is all the deans of Argentina, from north to south to west to east. They are gathered on this event. The topic that Christian will share with us is about internalization, academic internalization, and news technology. Where are the primary technology that will be actually Italy and Europe also is actually pointing in order to have an exchange. Mobility of teachers, mobility of researchers, mobility of students, even PhD and also system engineers in general. The conference will be in general about all the engineering in general of the term of engineer, but we'll focus on technology. So I'll turn to you, Christian.
Thank you for the invitation. I will share my slide. I would like to present to you the University of Salerno, and so we just briefly talk about the university. So the University of Salerno is a big university. We classify university in 4 categories: small, medium, big, and more than big, based on the number of students that actually we have enrolled in our studies. We are a big university because every year we have between 35 and 40,000 students that actually are within our building classrooms. The university is located in southern Italy in a region called Campania. Maybe you know about Pompeii or Capri. Those are the amenities of our region. Actually, the main city in Campania is Napoli, and we are further from Napoli, about 30 kilometers. The university is made by 2 university campuses, and it is quite a unique aspect of a university in Italy. Because actually in Italy, most of the universities are within a city center and the buildings spread across the city center. We are in the outskirts of Salerno, so we are more in the interior, and we have organized all the departments around these 2 campuses. We have 17 campuses, 17 departments, 16 of them are on campus in Fisciano. Only one is off the campus, the second campus, that is 15 minutes by foot. We provide residency for the students in campus and off campus. We have all the main facilities and services for the life of the students within the campus. Actually, the philosophy of the university is that the students has to leave the campus. There is not only a place to attend lectures, but also a place where the students can socialize and can build up their profile also of the personal point. So we promote sports, the student association, as well as a very strong social calendar for our students. This is the Fisciano campus. So you have all the departments together. We typically work together, so there is no distance between the subjects and the field. So for us, it's very common that I have a meeting with the colleagues of economics as well as the colleagues of the law or the other, because actually we are all together in one single campus. And this is the second one. This is the medical campus. It's really 5 minutes by car, 15 minutes by foot, where there is actually the medical surgery department of the university. Actually, in Italy, we have 76 public universities, and actually the landscape is to have mostly public universities providing traditional teaching, in-presence teaching. Then we have a different category of remote universities that provide only remote teaching and programs, 5 major of them, and then we have only 3 private universities. Actually, the Italian universities are organized also in consortium. So for us, it's very common to work with our colleagues under the umbrella of a regional consortium or a national consortium. Within the context of computer science and computer engineering, we have the CIMI consortium that actually organize a set of physical and remote labs where actually we can meet as a community to talk about common topics. Within CIMI, I'm the co-leader of the subgroup of quantum technologies. That is one of the aspects that actually our government has pointed out as a reference technology where our research should address. So these are the ranking. Actually, we are within the big university because we are between the 20,000, 40,000 students. Actually, in Italy, we are very obsessed about ranking, evaluation, assessment. So we are evaluated every year. We have a big competition at the national level in order to promote the quality of the research, teaching, and the third mission that we provide to the students as well as to the community. Salerno, actually, those are numbers of 2022, but is a reality that actually is growing in numbers. We are attracting more and more interest due to the possibility to have a campus. So from the point of view of the students, it's very convenient because actually they come and they spend the week with us, so it's more convenient than commuting every day. And also for the guests that we have from international context, it's very convenient to have a single place where to meet everybody, to find possibilities to work on common topics. So we have 17 departments, 82 courses of studies between bachelor and master. The university studies in Italy is organized as in the rest of Europe, according to the Bologna process, in 3 years of bachelor, 2 years of master. Then after the 2 year master, we can have the 3 years of PhD studies. The duration of the PhD studies is fixed, so it's 3 years. Apart from this, we can organize vertical and specialized training of 1 year for those graduated at the master as well as at the bachelor. We have also 14 postgraduate studies. The postgraduate is special and high-level schools that we provide for specific jobs. So we have a high school for the training of those that want to become journalists, or those that want to become I would say teachers. Actually, we are growing because in 2022 we were about 1,000 teachers and 726 units of administrative staff, but actually those numbers increased about 40% due to the ability of the university to attract funding from government and European institutions. Research. Typically, the 7 departments are the managers of the studies as well as the research. So everything is centered at the department. Our university actually has an incubator for academic entrepreneurship. So we have a number of spin-offs and startups that actually are promoted by the university. The spin-off is typically run with a majority of staff from the university. The startup is actually made by students that receive some funding from the university budget as well as the regional government. Spin-off and startup are hosted within the campus with a specific building, offering all the services that actually they need to run their business for 3 years. We do have also a number of patents that is increasing, and we think that actually our researchers should realize not only publication in terms of conference and journal papers, but also patent in order to foster the valorization of the results of the university. As I told you, we are really obsessed by ranking. From the Italian point of view, we have a business journal, a daily distribution. It is Sole 24 Ore actually every year publicize the ranking of the universities. In 2022, we were the first university center in southern Italy, and we were the 15th at the national level. Actually, we raised that. We reached the 5th position on the big university, thanks to the services and improvement of the services that we have. Ranking. International cooperation. Actually, in Italy, it's simple to make international cooperation when you are in Napoli, when you are in Rome, when you are in Florence. But actually, those big cities are known maybe not only for teaching, but also for other side reasons. Salerno is a reality that actually we are near to Pompeii and Amalfi, so we are attractive a little bit less than a big city. So actually, we are pushing a lot in international cooperation to complement the elements that we have, but to valorize the activities that we have as well as the campus, because actually it's simple when you have a campus. We have a number of international agreements all around the world for the mobility of students and staff, as well as for internship and thesis for our students. Making an international agreement with us is very simple. It's just a Word document. You need to fill up with your information. You sign, the president or rector will sign. You send back to us, we sign, that's it. Typically, this is a university level agreement. Then the agreement needs to be implemented. And the only place to implement an agreement is the department. So typically, the second document is a department level agreement where actually the involved departments of entities needs to say in concrete what to do in this cooperation. If we want to exchange students, which subject, which study program, or if we want to make research. Sometimes in order to write a project, the European Union asks us if we have a background of past experience or past interaction, showing that we have an international agreement or an MOU already approved and signed by the two parties. is a sufficient way to demonstrate that actually we are not just for the project, but we have a long-lasting collaboration. And so that's why we start doing all these agreements. At the moment, we have UAI as a destination for the mobility funded by the Erasmus Plus program. So it is possible to have mobility funded to send from our side students to Argentina. And of course, we can welcome students that you fund for mobility on your side.
Christian, so what you said is we have to have first agreement with the university.
Yes.
Then we decide on all the departments. The departments will be like our faculties, the schools that we have here in
typically, the two documents travels together.
Okay.
Because actually, in order to, we do not sign directly. Okay. But at least in Italy, all the document needs to be discussed in department meeting and academic senate meeting. Okay. And to bring something to the academic senate, the initiative needs to be proposed by the department. So the two documents are firstly discussed in one department meeting, and then everything is sent to the academic senate that will sign the university level agreement and allow the dean of the department to sign the department level agreement. Everything takes 1 month.
Okay.
Depending if we catch the calendar of the meetings.
We just received a pack of scholarships and benefits, and they said actually that it's a special call for Argentinians. Can you explain a little bit why you are interested as a student and teachers and exchange mobility with Argentina? How do you feel if you have any experience? Tell us a little bit.
So we have a curriculum that is totally taught in English, and it's a curriculum in our master study program computer science, and the curriculum is about Internet of Things. In this curriculum, all the activities from teaching to examination and thesis discussion is done in English, because actually we want that our students to study an international context. Because actually, the reality of computer science is that even if you work in Italy, you need to handle international customers, and you need to be used to an international context. So that's a soft skill that we want to provide to our students. So that's why we are promoting a lot of international students to arrive in Italy and to study in our university. Actually, the Italian government identified the primary areas where they want to foster internationalization and mobility. And Argentina is one of those. Actually, there are 3 reasons. One reason is cultural. Argentinians are very in line with Italian culture. We treat you like cousins, so we are very in line. Your language is Spanish, but most of you has background because you are a second or third generation of Italians. So actually, we really understand each other and appreciate each other. On the second point of view, Argentinian students are really well trained. They are very diligent, and we typically do not have any problem. The third is a selfish reason from my side. I'm responsible for international incoming. So I'm the guy interviewing, analyzing document, interacting with the embassies. And in 60% of the time, Argentinian students do not need a visa. So half of my job is cut, but I do not need to interact with the embassy. And so it's simpler. But no more jokes. Typically, we do have, in the last 2 years, 4 students coming from Argentina, and actually our experience with them is extremely positive. They are integrated in our community of students. They do not feel apart. They do not have any problem to be connected with our students, despite maybe the students at the beginning are not used to speaking English, but they find a way to interact in Italian and Spanish as well. So that's the major problem. If we want to speak about double degrees, we are increasing the number of double degrees. And as you can see, we have a number of double degrees in civil engineering, industrial engineering with Argentina, with the Universidad Nacional de Córdoba, University of Tucumán, and that's it. And actually, the double degree, this is at the master level, something that we believe that can support better the internationalization, because actually we can allow the student to just spend 1 year and not the 2 years and get the best with the short period.
If you have a student going over there, just say for the master's degree, PhD, do you have your offer of academic offer is in English and Spanish, or is in Italian, or you have it just in English?
So at the bachelor level, everything is in Italian.
Okay.
We do have 1 or 2 courses in English, but it's very exceptional. We are increasing the number of master taught completely in English. So as computer science, we have 1, industrial engineering as 1. So we are increasing on this dimension by providing courses in English. We do not have a course in Spanish, actually, due to the fact that my colleagues and myself, we do not speak Spanish, but also because actually we want our students to be fluent as much as possible in English. Actually, the government set up that the students entering the bachelor master have a certified B1 level in English, and for the master have a certified B2 level in English. So actually, there is a huge effort in order to promote the English as the lingua franca for business, and that's why we want our students. And if we have international students, they might have more and more opportunities to practice the language and improve their capability. So that's why we want.
So if they have a B2 English, they will be able to.
Absolutely.
How long, for experience, it's not something very accurate, probably what you said, but how long does it take for Argentinians to pick up the language?
Italian? Actually, it's very fast. We have students that we are able to, in less than 1 month, to start have a conversation with basic words. Actually, I do understand Spanish, even if I never studied Spanish, due to the similarity of the language and the common Latin root of our languages. So it's not really complex. Actually, the university has a language center where actually we provide for free English and as well as Italian courses for our students. So actually, if they want, they can actually participate in those courses. For certain students, the Italian course is mandatory. Because actually, in our study plan, we have 1 mandatory language. So if they are very fluent in English, we ask them to attend Italian, not because we want them to remain in Italy or we want to force them to remain in Italy. But just we think that if they're spending 2 years in Italy, it's better to know the language so that they can get well with the environment, they get along with the peer students, and also if they go to the post office, they can speak with the lady at the post office. So that's the reason why. If we want to speak about opportunities for the internationalization, actually, I don't know if you have any knowledge or any experience of what are the possibilities offered by the European Union. But just to highlight to you, we have typically a huge framework that is called the Erasmus Plus. The Erasmus Plus is the framework that actually funds the mobility within Europe. And typically when I say we send the students abroad, it means that we are using the money that the university collects from the public course of the Erasmus Plus. So the Erasmus Plus actually is organized along 2 pillars: opportunities for organization and opportunities for individuals. The opportunities for organization are divided in key actions. So the action 1 is the learning mobility of individuals. So we give money to organization to cope with the possibility of sending students, staff, trainees, apprentices, youth workers, and young people to somewhere. So actually our students, right from the first enrollment, they can participate in the mobility. by spending at least one semester in one of those organizations, so university and public sectors, with which we have an agreement. And when I say that Argentina is one of the destinations, actually meaning that we're using the money of the Key Action 1 to finance the mobility of our students. Then there is the Key Action 2, that is the cooperation among organizations and institutions. It does not mean that we are not funding, let's say, mobility, but the idea here is broader. We can fund here the implementation of innovative practices, both at the organization point of view as well as a local, regional, and national. So if you find out that you want to have an international master degree or an international study program, and you want money to hire the people, to establish connection, to fund the mobility, is not the Key Action 1, but it's the Key Action 2 that actually you can aim. And we will see the Key Action 2 as well. Then we have Key Action 3 to support policy development cooperation, but this is more at the policy level in order to simplify the movement. And then we have a possibility called the Monnet for the teaching, research, and policy debate on EU and the policies. Typically, this is a framework for the law schools, because the law schools want to set up a Jean Monnet professorship, for example, in order to teach values and the ideas of the EU democracy and social aspects. So typically, that's more for the school. For the individuals, so if you are a university and you want to allow to move, then actually there's a number of solutions for the accreditation to the staff, mobility, and the other mobility. Typically, we have KA 121, that actually is the code that we apply as Europeans in order to get money for the university. Mm-hmm. Actually, this money is for the mobility of all the programs that actually we organize. Typically, if I want to send students to Argentina, I have a limitation of the funds KA121 that I can use. So typically, I want to add extra mobility funds for non-EU countries. This is called KA171. Sure. So the KA171 is a proposal that one university, the Italian one, can submit in order to ask additional money for mobility in 12 regions. So typically, in each of these regions, we select certain universities and we say, I want more money for this. Of course, while the KA121 is mobility to sending students from EU somewhere, the 171 funds mobility from EU to the third countries, so non-EU countries, but also the opposite. So there are mobilities at the student level and staff level that is bi-directional. So we can allow from one side to the other. The mobility funded by KA171 is not like the one-to-one. One-to-one is a semester. So it's between 4 and 5 months. The 171 is short mobility, a week, 10 days for the staff, and long mobility up to 1 month for the students. So the idea is that actually the student can move in order to participate to specific activities. And the activities that I refer to is called a blend intensive program. So within the Erasmus Plus,
Christian, too fast, too much information. Please rewind a little bit.
Okay.
First, can we share with the chat so they can follow up? Yeah.
I want to give you.
And then, meanwhile, you copy the link on the chat. So you have the 171 that is for international students to go to your university or any place for Erasmus for going to a university in Europe. You have the short term that is a week, 10 days maximum, and then you have the long term that is a month.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that applies for staff, let's say for researchers, professors, and also for students.
Exactly.
Or the students is only 1 month.
No, the students is 1 month.
It's 1
The
month,
staff is
that's it, 1 week.
Yes.
Usually.
But in the chat, you can find the Erasmus program. So in the Erasmus program, you have all the information that's a guide for the Erasmus. So you have the general information about the program, then all the actions. So K1, K2, KA3. Typically, we move around KA1 for the mobility of students. So you have 121, 171, 132. So all the possibilities for the mobility. So typically, this is the 121 and 171 are these ones of the staff mobility.
And it's perfect because in English.
No, it's everything in English.
No, that's good. Perfect.
Another opportunity, it belongs to the KA2. It's called capacity building.
Okay.
The capacity building does not aim to support the mobility of the student, but it's something wider. So the idea is to have transnational cooperation project where we have at least 3 members from EU and members from a specific region or multiple region. The idea of this program is to modernize, internationalize, and increase the access to higher education in a specific region, to improve the cooperation, to converge towards EU values in higher education. What are the opportunities? In order to improve your existing study program with additional funding and internationalization opportunities, to create a new curriculum, to even modernize your organization. So typically, the project should belong to one of these 3 strands. So the fostering access to cooperation in higher education, strand 1, is for actually making new curricula and new processes for management and administration. Then you have the strand 2, where we can establish a partnership to transform how we make education. So actually the idea is to digitalize, bring new strategies, new technologies. And the strand 3 is actually to have a reform, but it's wider. So it's a macro level at the region sides, country sides, in order to reshape and foster better internationalization and cooperation, not at the university level, but at the region level or the national level. And actually, there is one call open. There was one open, but I can point you out. There is one call open for the capacity building that actually will finish in February 2026. Maybe I just know the.
And then you told us about the exchange for students was a month or a week.
Mm-hmm.
But before you told us it was a semester.
That's because it's 121. So KA 121 is a semester. 171 is a short period.
Okay.
It's because actually the Erasmus Plus, from the point of view of the student, implies that part of my study program is done abroad.
Okay.
And then when I come back, I get my activities recognized in my study plan. Another possibility that you have is called a blended intensive program. Blended intensive program is funded by Erasmus, where actually we can invent a new program with a remote part of 1 or 2 months and a physical part of 1 or 2 weeks. So if I have a mobility of 1 month possible, I can ask 2 students to come to Italy and attend this school, so I have to cover 2 weeks. The idea of the BIP is that actually we have a network of university that provides this activity on a specific topic. I want to investigate, I would say, quantum technologies. So in the remote part, that can be before, during, and after the physical part, we structure certain courses that the student can asynchronously and remotely attend. Typically, it's introductory, because I have students that never heard about quantum, so I can have 1 or 2 weeks that actually I train them on quantum. Then when they come in Italy or wherever in Europe, they can have a hands-on experience. So seminars to further increment their preparation, but then they must send their experience in practice. So we have a concrete project that actually they have to develop, and we have a final assessment. And actually, if it's 1 week physical, we can accreditate 3 credits. If it's 2 weeks, 6 credits in their study program.
Okay.
It's still one activity that they have in the study program.
And Christian, you talk about quantum, but that you can extend those exchange depending on the department that you agree. So, for example, chemistry. Someone says that
this is not focused core, so it's an open course.
It's an open.
Of course, when we make a proposal, it's better to have a topic that is within the priorities or makes sense also for the Argentina. Because if I write a program that I attract Argentinians to speak about, also Dante, and they are computer science students, doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
There is no match of competence.
Can you share during your conference some of main or priority topics?
We will speak about that. Another opportunity that you have is this other program that I can share with you. The chat allows me to do it. Okay, it's called Marie Skłodowska-Curie reactions. So that's another pillar in order to promote collaboration between institutions. So actually, just to let you show, it's a program for not mobility or education in general, but this is a program for postdoctoral of doctoral studies. Mm-hmm. So typically the objective is to have mobility for excellent researchers or excellent postgraduates that they want to find a collaboration, they want to find a way to increase their possibilities and those throughout internationalization. The other point is to have mobility. So they found the mobility of the researchers from extra-EU to EU, within EU, and also to have a little bit of research, but from the bottom-up perspective, and in order to increase recruitment. So if, as an Argentine university, I want to recruit somebody with internationalization, then the student can implement the requirement by dedicating to this program, and then you can have the better people preparing. What are the possibilities? We have doctoral networks. The first call is is open. It will close on 25th of November 2025. What is a doctoral network? It's actually a set of institutions that actually has a doctoral study program, and they want to have additional money to fund scholarships so that the students actually is enrolled in the study program of the home institution, but might spend a year and a half in other institutions of the consortium. And the type of doctoral programs are the traditional one, so academic doctoral program with mobility, or industrial doctorate, so where actually the PhD is enrolled at the study program at the university, but it's the company that actually determine the doctoral project, the research activities, and actually can host the student in a part of the studies. Or we have something that is called joint doctorates. A joint doctorate is something a little bit more complex because actually we are not a network of universities that exchange students. It is a network of university that actually issue an academic title that is bilateral, trilateral, meaning that the enrolled student in UAI can have also the title from University of Salerno. So it's more structured. Okay. Actually, at this point, the joint doctorates are really hard because actually in Italy, for any study and any initiative, you need the approval of the ministry. Mm-hmm. So typically, we bypass this with the instrument of the co-tutela. That is actually something that we do all over Italy. So when we have a student, then we send an agreement, a special agreement to the University Senate, saying the student from Argentina will spend 1 year in Salerno, will be co-supervised by staff of Salerno. Then at the end, he will defend the thesis, whatever he prefers, between Salerno and Italy, and he will get the title from UAI and also Salerno.
Perfect.
So it's a kind of joint doctorate without all the bureaucracy and the paperwork needed for the joint. Who can apply for this? At least 3 legal entities in Europe, and at least 1 that is actually established in an EU state. So 3 EU states plus associated countries. Associated countries are, for example, Ukraine, Israel, UK. So they are countries not EU state member, but actually they are associated with the America program. Or we can have any organization from any country in the world on top of the minimum. And they also will receive some funding. What they cover, actually we cover living, mobility, everything that is needed to the people. And actually we can cover certain training and research activities and management of the study program.
For how long is that? Is it a year?
No,
This is the 4 years?
No, 36 months.
Okay.
So because actually the program lasts as the PhD.
Oh, so the PhD.
This might be a problem. In certain countries is a problem because actually there are European countries where the PhD lasts more than 3 years, but actually they will have their own funds for that. Actually, we do not cover the scholarship for the 3 years. The money is only for the mobility.
Okay.
Typically, we set up a topic that needs to be catchy.
Excuse me. You're covered just for scholarship. Not covered the scholarship, but the mobility. How about the industrial postgraduate? If it's the company? The
company costs, when claimed and motivated, can be covered in case of industrial doctorate.
Okay.
Another opportunity is called postdoctoral fellowship. The postdoctoral fellowship is not for an organization, but it's more for an individual. So I just graduated, I want to have a year experience in Europe, then I apply here, there is a call, and then the person, so it must be a European postdoctoral fellowship. So when I want to move within Europe, or I'm Argentinian, I want to go to Europe. But I can also have a global postdoctoral fellowship when the mobility of the research is outside Europe. And of course, the scholarship can last in both cases, 1 year, 2 years, and the global 2 years, 3 years, where the first 1 year, 2 years needs to be spent in the non-associated country. So the idea is that you go to Argentina and then you come back. And actually for global postdoctoral fellowship, only nationals, so long-term residents, the EU state member can decide. So it's not for an Argentinian to make the scholarship in Argentina. That makes sense.
Okay.
Another possibility that actually I have been done is called staff exchange. So the staff exchange will close in October 2025. Is actually a funding for short-term international and intersectorial exchange of staff within innovative programs. And actually here, we can have mobility from university to university, but also from university to companies, to non-academic entities. And we need to have at least 3 organizations, 3 different countries, where 2 needs to be located in different EU state member or associated countries. And above this minimum, then we can have all the possible participation, I think. And actually, if all are with the same sector, so all academic or non-academic, 1 must be from a non-associated country. So actually, the non-associated country like Argentina really fits this 4. What they cover, the mobility. So staff funded for the exchange, the activities when they move, and the research. Then, of course, there's other minor for regional, national, international cooperation that is called co-fund. because actually not all the money comes from the European Union, but you need to have national money and in association with European money. So this is co-fund. I've never done it, but actually the co-fund can cover doctoral programs as well as postdoctoral programs, and everybody can apply from the authorities to agencies to universities and wherever. And this is, of course, then you have national cooperation activities. So EU with Argentina, we have an agreement. So from time to time, in the Horizon 2020, we have specific call for Argentina. For now, I have not found any. Or you have national, like Italy, promoting cooperation and mobility. So we have the specific.
So if we focus on the stuff, okay? What are the main topics that you actually are interested as university? Let's focus on university.
So focus on my university, I can share.
What do you expect for the staff to go over there? Like, for example, you are here at Y, and you have like a 20-hour seminar on the whole week. Is something that you expect from the Argentinian staff to go over there at university?
So staff, it does not mean only professional researchers, but
Okay.
also administrative staff.
Oh, good.
So actually, every year we send 20 administrative staff around the EU, because the idea is that we want to have internationalization also at the administrative level. The idea is that we send our staff to a partner, because they can see the practices there, how they handle internationalization. If we can learn from their practice, we want to show our practice if they want to learn from our practice as well.
Okay.
So it actually is, it's a mutual exchange, it's an osmosis between the universities at the administrative level, because handling international students is not simple. You need to improve your language, so you can do at your own. But what you need to improve is the bureaucracy, the procedure underlying. You need to understand, because there's a diversity in religion and culture, and not only language, but we want to learn from the others that maybe have a longer history in internationalization. From the point of view of the staff, actually, we would like to have people that actually work with us. So they come to make research with us, and then we can publish together, we make activities. Actually, all those projects are based on topics. And actually, if we do not have a common topic that we have evidence and we are doing together, there's no chance that they will fund us. Speaking about topics, one of the topics, at least in Italy, is the quantum. This is done by the government choice to finance the building of quantum devices in a subset of the major universities. And actually, Salerno has been selected for this aim, and our project is called the Quantum Valley Project. So actually, the idea is that the quantum technologies has a lot of interest, because actually it's the promising solution to tackle a significant number of problems. This is not a technology only for physics or computer scientists, but it needs to be a solution for everybody. Because if I need to predict the weather conditions, if I need to predict specific conditions of the floor of the air over the wing of the aircraft, I need to have massive simulation and analysis of data, and the quantum actually can be the solution. So the idea is that actually this investment is not only a technological investment. I give new toy to researchers. That's the word the ministry used. He wants to give a new toy to everybody. So to researchers to do their work, but also to local government organization, the Italian defense and military organization, but also the industrial and financial organization. So this is an investment for the society, 360 degrees, not only for us only. And the quantum initiative is actually to place within the area where the university is located, that is the Irno Valley, that's why Quantum Valley, because we want to implement and improve the density of high-tech companies and experts in the area. So we want to provide the conditions so that a company can decide to put their premises in our. Actually, Salerno it's not like Napoli, where Napoli is the biggest city with all the possibilities. We are a smaller industrial opportunity, but on the other side, we have plenty of space for companies to put their premises. The Quantum Valley is a very significant investment. So typically, if you speak about investment that you have around the world, just giving 10 million euros to one university, it's important. It will be more than what the others are doing. And the idea is to have a significant improvement, because without a quantum device, you can speak about theory, but you cannot have an application that will have an impact on the society. We can publish papers, but not realize.
So your university got a grant for building a quantum computer, a quantum device. Device. So how many qubits, what kind of experience you expect, you kind of project?
It's really hard to say how many qubits, because actually we have the procurement procedure going on. Okay. But in the fall, we asked, and I was surprised because this morning I read the document. The minimum is 75 qubits, not 30, 75.
Wow.
That's the minimum, meaning that a company may also provide more with that money that we provide. And this is not only Salerno. There is Napoli that is working on this. There is Bologna, Milan, and Turin that actually are working.
So you're looking for projects to go and run on those computers?
Yes.
So this is a good opportunity for us, for Argentina, to apply to collaborate.
I don't know, maybe in Argentina there is a need for the environmental risk management. So I need to predict a possible flood, or I need to predict a wildfire.
Or to process material.
I don't know, you have a bunch of data coming from smart cities such as Buenos Aires, you want to process it, or healthcare.
Okay.
Then we can find a collaboration where actually your model can run on our hardware, and then you can actually have the outcomes from our hardware, rather than asking to IBM or whatever. And the value, actually this is the quantum computing, and as I said, the funding we receive from the
100 million euros.
100 million euros. And then these are the targets, sub-entities. So actually we would like to have this machine in 2 years, because actually we open up the poll that is about to finish by the beginning of the summer break. Then there will be the negotiation of the winner, and then actually they need to build up. We already have the building that actually was selected outside the campus. So actually we crossed the road, and that's this new building. The university feared to put such a device into the campus where there are actually students. So we are just off campus. So we do not need to build nothing. We just need to bring the machinery and put there. Why quantum computers? We know, because the potentialities that has the quantum computers, these are the entities. But what actually the government's strength, this is not only for computer science. So we have a lot of engineers from different fields. So actually the idea is to have collaboration cross-sectorial, so that actually the quantum can be applied to. So we are investigating on improving the theory of quantum computation, but actually we are very interested to implement concrete usage. At the moment, we are working on the anomaly detection in networks using quantum machine learning. We are predicting energy consumption, analyzing statistics of energy consumption in smart grid by using quantum variational circuits. And we are working on identification of diseases or symptoms in healthcare images by using quantum machine learning. So these are the three aspects, because actually we have projects being funded on these three things.
Christian, we are now seeing a lot of information. Two things. First, a closing message that you want to share with us. Then, if you can share your presentation, with us. You have all the links, so we can we'll post it in our web. And then if I have a question, how can I reach you? I mean, what is your credentials?
You can drop me an email, my surname @unisa.it.
Okay.
The message that I want to tell you is that we are very open for collaboration, not only myself, but University of Salerno as a whole. So if
you're referring university.
I'm referring as the university.
Okay.
I'm here representing my university. So if you want to work on industrial engineering, and actually one student from UI went to Salerno for industrial engineering. If you're thinking about electrical engineering, management, chemistry, physics, I mean, all the departments in our university are connected as one. So you can contact me asking for specific expertise of one of my colleagues, and I will put you in touch with them. Even at the Italian level, if you need something, you're more than welcome. We're not jealous of our programs. We share, because actually we think that we are here to.
I don't know if the audience, you've been talking through the chat, but if you have any questions before closing, share with us by the microphone, or you can chat with us. I don't know if there's any question in the audience. ¿Alguna pregunta en la audiencia? Lo pueden hacer en español porque Cristian no lo habla, pero lo entiende muy bien.
Aprovecho yo para hacer un comentario para los asistentes. Vamos a colgar del canal de YouTube oficial de Confedi esta presentación junto con el video y, si está de acuerdo Cristian, su mail de contacto, o buscamos alguna otra forma de hacérselo llegar a todos los asistentes.
Gracias, Mercedes, siempre atento. Muy bien. ¿Alguna pregunta? Si no, thank you very much. Oh, yeah, I have a question. No, I answer. The choice of you can focus on research on topics. Yeah, the choice is the choice of the course of.
Okay, we already.
Yeah, I think we touched that. No sé si hay alguna otra pregunta. Is there any other question? So, thank you very much, Christian. It's a pleasure to have you here. Feel free to come back anytime. We hope to have more exchange and mobility for your university and for Italia. We also actually agree that our cultures united and also it helps us to make things happen.
Yeah.
So good luck also with the quantum installations that you are selling. And we are looking forward to have some projects to combine with you. Thank you, gracias a la audiencia, muchísimas gracias. Y como decía Mercedes, todo esto va a estar en el canal de YouTube nuestro, como así también en la página web. Muchísimas gracias.
Bye.
Muchas gracias.
Bye, thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Adiós a todos.